Thank you very much. Chairman Robin Hayes, let's hear it. As we go forward with the Constitutionalist program, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to build a lot of coalitions. And one of the most important coalitions that we're going to build and cement is our coalition with the Republican Party, as we hope to influence the Republican supermajorities in the State House and the Republican supermajority in the State Senate and the Republican governor to move on our agenda to restore the constitutional order. Up next speaking, we have Nicole Revels from Carolina Liberty PAC. Give her a warm welcome.
Sorry. My name is Nicole Revels, as Glenn just said, and I'm here on behalf of Carolina Liberty PAC, which is a sponsor of this Honor the Oath rally today. Carolina Liberty PAC is a state-level political action committee very simply focused on advancing the cause of liberty for North Carolina. One of our central issues of focus for 2013 is one that we've already heard some of the other speakers discuss today, like Nick Williams and Adam Love, and that is the need for the North Carolina General Assembly to take action to prevent Obamacare unfunded mandates from being forced on the residents of North Carolina.
Yeah.
This is something that must be done this year. If we do nothing in 2013, then North Carolina consents by default. In the elections of 2010, the grassroots of North Carolina gave the General Assembly a Republican majority for the first time in over a century in order to address blocking Obamacare. In 2012, we asked our Republican majority legislature why measures had not yet been implemented on the state level to prevent Obamacare from going into effect. The answer that was repeatedly received was that the Democrat governor and the Democrats in the legislature would block any such efforts. So the people of North Carolina stepped up and said, "We sympathize with your difficulties and we're going to help you with this problem." We, the people, did not want anything to hinder our state legislature from stopping Obamacare. So the North Carolina Liberty Advocates put all of their central focus this general election into the state and local races. We came together with the North Carolina Tea Parties and the North Carolina State GOP, and through the combined forces of these entities, we the people gave North Carolina a Republican veto-proof supermajority legislature combined with a Republican governor and lieutenant governor for the first time ever. In 2013, everything that is done in our state will be a direct reflection of the Republican Party and the Republican leadership of North Carolina. There is no reason for any hindrance to liberty this year.
That's right.
Everything that we attempted to get through the legislature in 2012 but fell short, we expect this legislature to pass through first session and what's next. In 2013, there is no reason why we shouldn't have absolute protection of our Second Amendment right to bear arms. There is no reason for women to continue to be criminalized for performing at-home births for other women when they are certified to be able to do so, and the North Carolina Republican platform affirms that they should be able to do so. There is no reason that North Carolinians should continue to be denied the same level of freedom and ballot access that every single other state in the union already affords their residents. And there is no reason that in 2013 we shouldn't have freedom to make our own health care decisions. Just as Bev Perdue made a unilateral decision to accept the Obamacare federal exchange money, Governor McCrory now has the opportunity to make a unilateral decision to send it right back.
Yeah!
Governor McCrory needs to do this yesterday.
Yeah!
This is just one of the issues that Carolina Liberty PAC is going to be focusing on and helping however we can to support the groups who are already leading the charge in this fight, like the North Carolina Campaign for Liberty and the North Carolina 10th Amendment Center. And we need everyone here today to help us out by keeping on top of what's going on in the state and holding the legislators accountable to their oaths of office. And you all just took an oath to do so. At this time, I want to recognize a few individuals who were extremely instrumental in preparation for us being out here today. Several friends in the grassroots movement have worked tirelessly over the past weeks and months to help us in various manners, such as efforts in coordinating with the speakers here today, design work for promotional materials, lending equipment for us to use, financial contributions, and much more. I would just like to thank folks like Rocco Sercia, Jackie Essinger, Adam Love, Fabian Sparrow, Brett McGraw, and I especially want to call attention to my friend Chuck Suter of constitutionalwar.org for all of his efforts. He is one of the most involved activists that I know, and in working with him I have found that much of what he does to promote the grassroots cause is done behind the scenes. And so I'm sorry to embarrass you today, but I just want to let you know that all of you are very appreciated. I would like to now turn the mic over to the man responsible for all of us being gathered out here today, a very good friend of mine, a former U.S. Marine who one day decided that in continuing his service of defending the Constitution, he would run for a North Carolina State House seat. Glenn Bradley ran as a Republican candidate in a House district that everyone expected a Republican could not win. In fact, I'm told that the state Republican Party spent money on mailers promoting his candidacy, not because they thought a Republican could win that seat, but because they wanted to force the Democrats to spend some of their resources on retaining the seat. That money spent was the best investment the state GOP has ever made. Because at the same time, Glenn Bradley tirelessly worked to promote the fundamental truths of freedom, and due largely to his amazing ability to draw in groups of people in his outreach who normally would not be considered part of the Republican base, he did win that House race and has since raised the bar for representatives in North Carolina. His work in the General Assembly, from advocating for gun rights protection legislation, sound money, healthcare freedom, farmers' freedom protections, to bringing up issues that nobody else in the legislature was bringing up, and keeping others in check when they acted outside of their own platform. His role in the legislature, his actions exemplified what it is to be a citizen representative and a defender of the Constitution.
That's right.
A former United States House rep once said about him, on every single issue, Representative Bradley has courageously fought Washington's attempt to force federal rules and regulations on the good folks in North Carolina. In fact, because of his efforts, he's considered one of the leading advocates for using the 10th Amendment to block federal regulations, end quote. That statement was made by Dr. Ron Paul. If other North Carolina legislators follow his example in 2013, North Carolina will become the first in freedom once again. Please join me in thanking Glenn Bradley for his service to our country and to North Carolina by welcoming him to the stage at this time.